I'm Katie, and this is my May wrap-up. In May, I read 4 books, which is not very much, and I was hoping to read more, but I went through a bit of a reading slump for about 2 weeks. Thankfully, I am out of it. I am recording this on June 7th, and so far I've already finished 4 books, and I'm about a third of the way through another one and a halfway through another one. So yeah, reading is going really good, and I'm back at it. In May, the first book I read was Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I absolutely loved this book. Right before this, I had read Anna and the French Kiss, and I really liked that book. And this book I liked even more. I loved Lola as a main character. She was so fun and quirky. I loved all her costumes and her wigs, which were so different than a normal book. I feel like in some books they do describe what the characters are wearing, which I like because I like getting a full picture in my head. But this one, she was just so out there and just everything was over the top, and I loved it. I also loved her relationship with her parents. I thought it was super cute, and they were a pretty decent part of the story, so it seemed a little more realistic. And yeah, I loved that she lived next door to Cricket and her relationship with him and having their windows right across from each other so they would talk. I thought that was so cute. That sounds like a dream come true when you're a teenager and you have a cute boy's window right across from you and you guys talk all the time. So it was really cute. I also loved her talking to the moon and just her really quirky personality. It was fun to read. Like I said, I liked this one even better than Anna. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. I think this will be a great book to reread and pick up during the summer months. I'm looking forward to giving this one a reread whenever I am down maybe, or just need a nice light fun read. And after that, I read Isla and the Happily Ever After. I thought for sure Lola was going to be my favorite when I finished it, but Isla ended up being my favorite by far. I would put them Isla, Lola, Anna, which I think is pretty unpopular by the reviews I've read. Isla and the Happily Ever After was a bit different, where in the first 2 we're seeing all that leads up to their relationship and then they get together at the end of the book. Where in Isla, they get together rather quickly and we see their relationship build, and then eventually we see conflict come in and how they handle it, which I liked that part of the story. I thought it was really realistic. I also could really relate to Isla. I thought her personality was it was so relatable to me when I was a teenager, and I just thought it was such a cute book. The date scenes were pretty much the cutest thing I've ever read. I feel like all I say is cute when I'm talking about these books, but that's what they are. They're absolutely lovely. Not only was it a cute read, but I thought it was a little deeper than that. I thought the characters were so realistic. We follow Isla, who is mentioned in Anna and the French Kiss, and then also Josh, who is a pretty big character in the first book, being in Anna's group of friends. But we really get to see him, and we hear the mentions of him skipping class and being really artsy and, something's kind of up. But then in this, we really get to see why and what's going on, and I loved him as a character. I thought he was such a swoon-worthy book crush character, and I loved their relationship. I would also give this one 5 out of 5 stars. Next, I read If I Stay by Gail Forman. I had heard of this book, but I didn't think it sounded like something that would really appeal to me. Then when we were looking for a movie to watch one night, I watched the trailer for the movie that's based on the book, and I thought it looked so cute, so I hurried up and got the book on my phone. I got an ebook copy of it, and I read it really quick, and I loved it. It was a little more serious. I would say it was a YA romance contemporary book, but it had more of a serious and sad story to it along with the romance, where Mia and her family get into a car accident. Then the story kind of breaks off and tells what's going on after the accident, where Mia is kind of having an out-of-body experience, and then also telling past stories on her relationship with her family, with her grandparents, her relationship with Adam, the love interest in it, and her relationship with music and how that corresponds to Adam's band and her cello playing. So I loved the story. I thought it was really heartfelt, and it was sad at times and really cute at times, and I just really liked it. I also loved the movie. I thought it was super faithful to the book. Probably one of the most faithful movie adaptations I've seen. And I've watched the movie a few times now since seeing it, and I think it was just a great movie. After I read and watched that book, I picked up Where She Went by Gail Forman. I didn't even know that there was a second book in this series or duology. This book is told in Adam's perspective. The first book was told in Mia's perspective. And in Where She Went, we hear from Adam. And so it starts 3 years after the end of the first book. And we go back and forth between chapters from what's happening right now, those 3 years later, and then things from the past, like things that happened during those 3 years or things that happened even before the accident. And it's mainly focusing on Adam and Mia's relationship and where they are now and how they got there. This book was so sad. It was an emotional roller coaster. I couldn't put it down because I wanted to see them together so bad. And with how the chapters went back and forth, you would just be so sad and then you would have some hope, like, oh, that, you know, they were happy then. I thought it was written so beautifully. We get to hear the lyrics from Adam's songs, just their interactions, and everything is just so well written. You're just so invested in the story. Like, after I read this, I was just kind of walking around in a daze, and when I would put it down when I hadn't finished yet, like, it's all I could think about. I was just living with these characters, and I think that just like shows what a great story it was and what a great book it was. So I really recommend these books, and I'm really looking forward to picking up some of Gail Forman's other books. I was looking for Just One Day. They didn't have it in stock at my local bookstore, but I will be keeping my eye out for it. I would say I rated both of these books probably between a 4.5 and a 5. I thought they were really strong, and I really loved the stories. Let me know what books you read in May, or if you've read any of these 4 books and what you thought. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye! The red book is The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. I've had this book for a little over a month now, and I have just been dying to get to it. The main character, I believe, is a genetic scientist, and he's trying to find a way to find his perfect match, and then he meets this girl, Rosie, and it tells their story. So I read